Your audience now?
We are, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So, welcome everyone.
Hey, I'm the one that does the intros. I do the intros. Hey, everybody, it's Harris Fellman here. Welcome to Tellman and Fellman. My name's Harris Fellman, and this is
Tellman, and we're here with Bill McRea. Bill, welcome to the Tellman and Fellman Show.
Pardon?
Welcome to the Tellman and Fellman Show.
Yeah, what a cool name.
That's right. That's right.
Let's rhyme. Everyone will remember it that way, huh?
Yeah, we hope. We'll see. We'll probably change it when we get bored of it, or when we improve our quality a bit.
It should be called the Follically Impaired Show.
Now, for sure.
That's right.
Pretty much what it is. Yeah. Well, let's ask the important questions. Do you need to shave that every day, or what do you do?
You know, let me show you what I do.
This is important.
I do. I have a pit bull.
Oh, I've been wanting to buy a pit bull. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. Are they good?
Yeah, I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is.
I'm more thinking, why would it be in his office? Okay.
Nice.
If I don't, I have that little fringe thing. And I started shaving when I was like 45.
Yeah.
In the shower. And I'm 62 now, so that's a lot of shaving. This is great. You just kick it on and run it through your head. And my wife goes, "Are you going to do your hair?" I said, "Give me 5 minutes, babe."
That's right.
And I do my hair. Otherwise, I would just have this gray accountant's fringe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same. When I lived in Barcelona, and I had a guy downstairs in my building that had a straight edge, so that was really nice. That gets it really, really smooth. For any of you interested, get someone to do it with a straight edge once in a while when you want to.
You need some wax too, so you can buff it up. So you
buff it up, yeah.
I mean, I definitely am not bald yet, but I have the serious receding hairline, and so like I shave my head once a month, really, right now. You know, and then it's okay. But sometimes
I don't know if any of us are bald. I think we all have a serious receding hairline. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like we all didn't shave, I would have that.
That's right. That's right.
So
anyway, so this is not a show about heads, but we did go ahead. We did start talking about it, so why not? Why don't we bring? Honestly, I don't know a lot about your initial starts, Bill, on the internet or in marketing. I do know that I know you a little bit, more personally, but in that. I know you and your dad had a business together, and he passed away a couple years ago, and it was a successful business. So I don't know when you got into like internet marketing and what that even means. And I do know that you with my email traffic company, you were one of our top mailers for a while. And so I knew you had the capability to send a lot of mail, and I remember you were doing some sort of large mailings for like big companies or something like that as well for a few years, but I don't know. It doesn't sound like that's what you're doing now. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about like when and how did you. And I know you somehow crossed paths with Tellman or Tellman's copywriter 15 years ago or 20 years ago, which that's a surprise. I guess if anybody has been around on the internet doing marketing for 20 years, then they're gonna cross paths with a couple with either Tellman, myself, or both of us somehow.
Okay.
Each other, right? So yeah, how did you get started?
Well, I've been in business since 1976.
Oh, all right.
My dad and I started in McAuliffe. I'm still running that business today, but we built this huge horticultural, agricultural supply company that was nationwide, and ended up selling it off in 2004 because the company we loved, we grew to hate. We had 13 locations all over the United States, truck drivers, 1,000 employees. It was terrible. But we made a lot of money doing that, and we started buying real estate in California. So subsequently, until he passed away a couple of years ago, we did very, very well on that. In 2002, I'd always been a musician. I started playing guitar when I was 16 years old. The business was just out of control. So I opened my first online business a couple of years before we shut the wholesale business down, selling guitars online. And You can't see the rest of my office. Basically, it's all guitars and amplifiers.
cool.
And I got good at it. And I realized in those days we had to use, there were no AdWords. We used Overture, I think it was. And,
Overture. That's right. Old school Overture.
yeah. And getting search engine traffic was, matter of fact, just getting more keywords stuffed on your page and all that sort of stuff. Thank God that's all gone now. But in reality, I did good. And but we were bidding against a company called Musicians Friends, which is Guitar Center, for keywords. So the prices of our clicks were going up. And so everything I was making was going to paid traffic. And I thought, okay, let's just play this game then. And I decided what I was going to do was put it on, and I'll bid them on everything. I didn't care if I made any money, with the thoughts that they'd get fed up with me and come and offer me money for the business. Because while I love playing guitar, never take your passion and make it, or your hobby, I should say, and make it a business, because you'll end up hating your hobby. And they did. They came and offered me essentially my revenue in a check. And I had made more than 50 grand a year, and just suddenly got a few $1 million for selling the business back in 2005 to them. Then I moved to San Diego, and I got into the software business I've been running now in 2008. So I've been online really since 2002. I've done a lot of different things, and I've had success in everything we've tried to do. So.
What does McRea do now then?
McRea AI Solutions, which obviously changed the name from McRea Solutions a few years ago to AI Solutions. It develops small software applications for marketers, but we've done other things. We've developed some applications for Wild West domains, and it was me. I started in San Diego in 2008. I had all these programmers working for me, and I had a beautiful office. And I was still thinking like a traditional businessman, and the cost of running that business didn't pay for it. I was losing money, and you either lose money because of vanity or you lose money because you're stupid. I wasn't overly vain. I wasn't stupid. So instead of closing it down, I fired everybody. I moved out onto my boat, and I had a friend who was working for me who moved to India, and he said, I'm going to start a software company there. And I said, I'll finance you, you run it. And that's what got McRea Soft Solution going, because we developed these little apps for people. And in the last 15 years, it's been primarily WordPress based, although we are launching more SaaS stuff now, my newest applications, and they're small. WordPress plugins, you wouldn't believe you make much money out of it, but we've made over $30 million.
So there you go. Interesting.
A couple big product launches with Mike Williams, a couple of them, and I had a big CPA offer for a few years. I had several of them, and then I built my email service platform for bulk email, which is really an SMTP business for traditional companies here in San Antonio, because there's a lot of SMTP businesses here, and all we do is contract with the bigger retail chains who make money online too. And they have a hard time inboxing because it's a very challenging task to try to accomplish. So we're able to do that for them. And that's my main business today. And it has been bad since February 24th, 2001. When they started dropping bombs in Ukraine, all our European business stopped. 50% was gone right away.
Wait, you just said 2001. You must have meant 2021.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Let me back up. You're saying that the Russian initiative hurt your SMT business?
It did for those people we were providing services for in Europe.
Sure.
Right, so you had a significant portion of your business was European.
Yeah, we were, it's online, so it's global. And these small we actually set up a reseller program. People can buy from my business, which is called e-business traffic, and resell it. That's the part that went, because that's primarily in the business. But what's funny is the e-commerce, the large e-commerce guys cut back on spending too, which is counterintuitive to me. To me, when it gets competitive, it's the time to build your brand, and you should be like putting more money into advertising. But they do the exact opposite, because it's easier to cut back on advertising, I guess, than it is to lay people off. So that's where I am today.
Bill, you have a very interesting way of thinking that I don't encounter too much in the marketing world that I'm curious about. So, like, I would love to ask you some more questions. So guys, if you're watching right now and you have questions for Bill, for Harris, for myself about entrepreneurship, marketing, email marketing, like we've all been around for over 20 years apiece. Bill started his first business in 1976, the year before I was born. So, like, there's some experience in the room. If you guys got questions, fire away. If we can give you a good answer, we definitely will. We would love to see it in the comments. So whatever platform you're watching this on, go ahead and ask your comments or ask your question in the comments below. But so Bill, like, when you look at yourself as a business owner and an entrepreneur, what are you particularly good at? Like, what, I don't quite understand your business model. Like, I don't understand what's going on behind the scenes for you. So, like, what aspect of the business are you really excellent at, or aspects of the business are you really excellent at doing? What's the special sauce for you?
To me, I try to do things online as a marketer, and you run into problems, things you can't understand, or stuff you say, if only it would do this. And then I break out my mind map and I map it out and I share it with my team and we program it. So my thing is to find solutions to problems basically I run into.
Ooh, I like that.
And because if it's a problem for me, and I'm not the dumbest guy ever, but if it's a problem for me, it's going to be a problem for other people too.
Right.
And some of it I got tools built just for my own business that no one else uses, like my email service platform. We've had just yesterday, some guy goes, "Well, if I give you the leads, will you mail them for me?" I'm like, "No."
Absolutely not.
I'm not going to jeopardize multi-million-dollar contracts with these other companies just for you and your, 1,000-click whatever. I mean, you can, and then I know that what I'm doing with those leads. I know what IPs they're on. I know what how they're being routed. It's not hurting my ability to take care of our large clients, and then they're always jokers anyway. So I just I'm very honest and blunt with people. So a lot of people, they either love me because of it or they don't like me because of it.
Right, yeah.
And I'm okay with either, right? So I look to eliminate problems that I face in marketing my products, and through that mechanism come up with cures or solutions. And then some of them we sell, some of them we just use. A lot of them get shelved and nothing ever happens with them.
Has deliverability changed a lot for you since February?
Yeah, it's horrible, and Gmail's gotten very good. You can't, the days of grabbing an email swipe from a product launch and blasting it, which everyone used to do. I do very few broadcast emails. Almost everything is done through a sequence, an autoresponder. But the days of just copying and pasting someone else's email into your autoresponder and sending, as far as I'm concerned, those are gone. That's why I created the program AI Email Swipe, because it's an AI program that creates the emails for you. They're uniquely yours, and it actually will send it to Aweber, GetResponse, or MailChimp, so that it's in your autoresponder and you can send it out. Those give you unique content, so at least you're not mailing the same thing as 500 other guys. So, I mean, if Gmail sees 500 guys sending on the same day the exact same email, of course, none of it's going to show up in the inbox. So we've overcome that solution. The bigger problem, though, is honestly engagement.
Right.
If you email out 10,000 emails and nobody opens them up, and then you send out another 10,000 email, even fewer people can open up, because Google and you have to realize Gmail controls a very substantial portion of the email recipients and Yahoo, but Gmail
80%, right? Like it's for all sakes and purposes, it's all of them.
So what they're going to look at is engagement. They want to see, a high open rate and a high click-through rate. So what a lot of marketers do is they panic, especially the solo guys. They start using increasingly spammy
messages.
Yeah, hey, here's your paycheck type of things. My dog's chewing on my.
Right. So, it's just you become more aggressive with your misleading people as to what the message is actually about, because you're just trying to hit them at their primal desires, right? And that's not necessarily what the email is actually about. So yeah, when
people get say, oh, your leads are no good because I'm getting spam complaints. No, your email marketing is bad. They don't set up DMARC and DKIM. They don't do everything right. They don't validate, certify their sending domains. There's a million things you got to do to be successful as an email marketer today that you didn't used to have to do.
No, you didn't. Yeah. And like I tend to not have a thorough checklist, even with my own stuff. You know what I mean? And then I'm, oh yeah, I forgot to do that thing. And then I go back, I'm a little bit sloppy about it sometimes. And
well, it's me too. And that's why I created my AI email swipe, is to make it so I can go in there and I can, in half an hour, I can have all unique written marketing done for the whole week, sent off to autoresponder, and then scheduled it in the autoresponders.
So when you say everything's done via autoresponder, is it as simple as a drip sequence, or is it more along the lines of like a complex action-based sequencing, or both?
The sequence is where I get the best engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So everybody goes into a sequence to kick the engagement up. And then I will write emails, send it into the box. And instead of broadcasting them, I can copy them into any sequence I want to use them in. But I do broadcasts too. Like I'm doing some broadcasts on Warrior Plus offers. I look in, if I get like a 30% open rate in my email sequence, I'm getting like 18 to 20 open in broadcasts. And if I go to my boxes and look at what's going on, my Gmail accounts, excuse my dog here, the Gmails I broadcast go into the spam box. More likely, the emails I dropped in from the sequence are in the inbox. So it's just better results. The thing is I really don't give a damn about winning JV contests, none of that stuff. I just want to make money. I'm not interested in glory.
Well, with the glory, sometimes will come with an extra $500 or $1,000, like back in the day. I mean, not back in the day, but depending on the launch, it could be even more than that if you really went after. The problem with the larger launches are they're too competitive, and people are pretty much giving away a $5,000 bonus to compete to win on a contest where they're only selling $1,000 product or something like that. So it's you might as well just sell your own.
Here's the thing, though, guys. Like you have to understand, as you may remember, and we all deal with this a little differently, but like if you're entering a community like the marketing, entrepreneurship, internet marketing community, and you're new, chances are good you're on the younger side. Not always, but often. And like nobody knows your name, nobody knows who you are. You're not really that good at anything yet, and you're trying to get recognized. You're trying to get some recognition. You're trying to like get invited to somebody's mansion for the first time or whatever. And like that's actually a pretty big deal. And like, hey, if you already have a super successful business, you're an A-list copywriter, or you're the son of a famous marketer or something, you got a foot in the door. But other than that, like you got to show up, you got to like accomplish something somehow, and winning somebody's contest, like that's a first place award. Like that, like it does get you on the map of some people, even if it's only the people who are paying attention to who's winning the contests. You know,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
there's value in it, even though it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're right. And I will say 2009 through 2012, I won a bunch of contests. And then what happened is I worked hard to do that. And yeah, I did get wealthy in the process, but I also wore out my list and I wasn't able to maximize the value of that list because I was too concerned about having my name on the leaderboard. So at this point, you're right. I've been around for 20 years.
Yeah. Like it'd be fine to go in and win just for fun sometime if you had the resources and everything was dialed in for it. But just to kind of be funny or whatever. But like, there's no. Yeah, if you've been around for 2 decades or more, like there's no reason to show up. Like what's up?
It is nice to remind people you're still alive.
Yeah,
Whatever happened to Bill? I'm like, nothing. I've been making money.
Well, try moving out of the country. They think you're dead. I mean, I was in Costa Rica and then Spain, and now I live in London. Believe me, I'm having to work to make sure people know I'm still alive. So.
Well, you're doing a good job.
Well, so Bill, like it sounds like email is still a big part of your life and business right now. Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, like
Just on
at any given moment, like how many email, like between your list and the list of the clients that you manage, how many like subscribers are you responsible for ultimately like sending email to every month or every week or whatever it is?
Wow, we're doing several million emails a week because because of the e-commerce side. But people go, well, how big's your list? I'm like, guess what? I don't give a damn. I want engaged leads. If they don't open an email after 60 days or whatever we have set up now, they're gone.
Yeah. So
that's a newer mentality, right? I mean, it took a while. I mean, for sure, 20 years ago we weren't doing that, and 10 years ago I wasn't doing that, and it was painful when I did it the first time a few years ago because I was like, there goes all of my. I don't have a big list anymore.
Yeah.
You didn't. Guess what? You didn't.
Building leads is not a problem for us. I remember
What's the problem for you?
Generating leads is not a problem.
Okay, well, talk about that for a minute. Why isn't it a problem?
We're able to put a link in the email for Walmart or Kmart. So would you like to learn how to make money from home or something like that? And if they click it, they're on our list. But we also have on each website you visit, we have an AI program that captures your lead. You don't have to opt into a form. Opting in is not required. All is required is they visit your website and that your terms say that we have the right to market you, and you got to have a opt out. That's right at the top of your emails where we put it. And so we're able to scrape their leads. Well, not scrape them, but capture their lead when they visit one of our websites, and we do that for our retailers too. We take that lead, we send it to ImpressionWise, I think it is. We make sure it's not a honeypot or something like that. They visit our website. We have proof of that, and then we opt them into. We put them into our list and start marketing to them. If they don't open within, I think the first 2 weeks with the emails, we just purge them out. So leads are not a problem.
I used to do that as well. I even used to sell that as a service for a little while, and obviously people think, is that legal? Is it ethical? Basically, I look at it like a website abandoned. People have no problem with a cart abandoned, but you've paid money to get people to your website, and their email is if their email is attached to their IP or however it is that the magic works, it goes onto a list.
My team wrote the program. I just told them what I needed.
Yeah.
And we actually
and I always say that we would. I mean, I presume the first email that they get, you can still say, you could still even inform them of how they got there and make it so it's not so like, how did you get my name? Just tell them, hey,
you just visit our website. We wanted to give you a $10 discount.
Exactly. Yeah, give them an incentive. It worked. It's amazing that it. I was doing it for a really long time. My traffic site, traffic for me got nothing to do with that, but it got hacked really bad. So we just stripped everything down, and I haven't had the time to put that back on yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But,
I've been hacked a few times too.
Yeah.
To the point of shutting everything down.
Yeah.
And,
So Bill, it sounds like you are running marketing campaigns, including email, for a bunch of big e-com companies, right? And is that accurate?
well, it's my partner Marcus that's doing it, not me. But yeah, that's correct.
And so you're essentially running not like an agency where you're doing all their marketing and tech.
Yeah, we're classified as a bulk email deliverer.
Yeah. Interesting. Cool. So for folks who are either just starting out building their list and building their audience, building their email list and building their audience, or people who've been around the block for a while, but the game has changed and what they used to be doing isn't working anymore. I know that like all of my old strategies have had to change. What do you recommend, or what are some core concepts that you think entrepreneurs who are actively trying to build their audience right now really, and build their email list really should be focusing on that have, stood the test of time? Like what are some of the core principles that you've seen that are foundational, that are going to continue to be important in the future for people?
Be patient. I know everyone wants to get rich quick. Well, that's marketing. That's what copywriters tell you. But the reality is you can, but it's going to take time. And that they should, if they're going to do email marketing, they should connect with a really high quality autoresponder, whomever they feel is the guy. And they should absolutely make sure that they have a great sending domain, the from email address, that's your sending domain, and that they verify that domain, that they set up DMARC, DKIM, and all the DNS settings properly. And then start by doing just strictly drip email campaigns until you build your reputation up. And you can also get better engagement. And then you can start sending broadcasts amongst those drip campaigns. And you will have better results that way because you'll be more of a trusted partner. Now, remember, autoresponders were never meant to like send a billion emails. Remember everyone go blast your list. Well, I could care less about blasting a list. I want to get those messages in the inbox.
You think Gmail? It sounds like you're saying to kind of warm up your servers, warm up your IP, warm up your domain a bit, but you're saying to do that through the drip, through the autoresponder instead, because you're still gonna. You're ultimately going to, whatever that message is that you're sending out, it's the same message going out day after day, right, to new people. So, but it still appears, I guess, less commercial, less spammy, less something, right?
Yeah, let's say I own an autoresponder, which I do, and my IP is 1.92. Whatever it is.
Tell us.
And you send out a million emails on that are exactly the same, and it's going to end up in the spam box because the company, the Gmail, does not know who you are, has no relationship with you, and there's no engagement.
And it's clear that you're just blasting.
Yeah,
you're sending a whole bunch of stuff to people all at once that didn't ask for it all at once.
Well, hang on. So what about with these large? What about with the Kmart, Walmarts of the world? They have a million that they're sending out. They don't send that out all at once.
No. They use a. I'm sorry, my phone's ringing.
No, it's okay. I was just teasing. If it's important, please get it.
No. That's why they use bulk email companies like us. There's some, there are guys that just go under domain name and reputation, and it works because they do get good engagement. But if you ever open up your spam box in Gmail and look through it, you're going to see gigantic piles of email from e-commerce guys that
Yeah.
don't know how to put the stuff in the inbox.
Yeah.
And that's what we'll do. We'll find those guys and approach them and work with them and see.
So, like, Bill, practically speaking, how do you suggest people set things up? Do you suggest people do like a daily drip sequence for 60 days with like a bunch of branch logic, or no branch logic and secondary sequences? Like, what's the basic framework that you would recommend? That
First thing I'd do is start them in the drip sequence. If they
a daily drip,
daily drip, if they open an email, put them into a separate list called openers.
Yep.
You can broadcast them right now.
Mm-hmm.
If that's your thing, you got to do. And then if they don't open an email and the drip campaign after 60 days, 86 to lead.
Yep.
There's another million leads coming tomorrow. So leads aren't the problem. If you're buying solo ads, I'm so sorry for you, because that's such an expensive, stupid way to build a list. You should be looking at alternative ways to get fresh leads in.
Well, as somebody who's sold solo ads for a really long time, please tell everybody what some of the other ways of getting traffic are that are more affordable. By the way, look, I've been selling solo ads for 10, 11 years. The company's in trouble right now. Not solely because of these things that we're talking about. I got hacked. That was just like a death knell to it. But I got hacked in February of 2024, which happened at the exact same time all this Gmail stuff is talking about. So it's been really hard to build back up. But look, I have a handful of customers that come back. I'll tell you who one of them is. The ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels comes back every year that they do a launch. Every time they do a launch, they buy 20, 30, 40,000 clicks from us. How are they able to do that? There's a couple things. They want everybody to see their email, so it's worth something for them. They're happy with a $5 CPL because they have a deep back end. Yeah. Everybody that we're talking about and talking to right now probably don't have a deep back end that they can afford to pay $5 per lead. Like $3 per lead is still expensive for most people because they're not even making that back. So imagine, so they have a business and that the economics work. So I'm not defending solo ads by any means. I believe that I agree with you. It's a very easy but expensive way to get traffic, and your people don't realize they're paying for the push button, but they're not. That doesn't mean that they're going to get like
my solo ad business.
What would you tell a new person to do?
My solo ad business has dropped a lot since 2022, as we discussed earlier. And it's kind of one of those things that's easy to do, and I would encourage people to do it. There are a cheaper way to get leads. I may even offer one to the market soon. I don't know. I'm debating it. So the problem is,
if you were to offer one to the market soon, where would they find that?
Well, they could go to my website at McReaSoft.com and they'd probably see something there. But I've launched a cloud hosting site. That's great. So I got a cloud host that I'm set up for WordPress only. And I have my AI email writer. I have an AI Autobot program, and I have an AI social media scheduling program that we've launched. And those are what we're packaging together for what's called AI Traffic Secrets, which will be available in September.
Ooh!
So yeah, big product launch. Cool. And I haven't done quote unquote product launches. I have a partner who launches products using my software, but I mean I have like this grab bag of tools that I can put together, and we can name the product whatever you want. Here's this software for it, and so I get
this is the one that we're talking about putting on Warrior Plus, right? The traffic.
This is the one we're putting on Warrior Plus, yeah. And I'm hoping to do it September 24th.
My ex-wife's birthday. Thank you.
We all have them.
We do on this call. We do.
That's why we have to keep launching. My ex-wife lives in my house in California still, so I would really like to sell that, but I wanted to make it.
So wait, sorry. So back to kind of the original question, without it getting too much out there, because I know, I mean, you have a really like Tellman said, a very different and interesting, I think, approach and mentality, and you basically don't have a problem saying right in front of a guy who sells solo ads for his living that they're not so effective, or they're not the best way. So like, I don't mind telling people what are better ways. I'm just like, I don't know if there's anything easier. I don't think I have a love-hate relationship with solo ads because they are what they are. So like, I'd love to be able to tell people or sell them something.
But yeah,
that,
but Bill, if you had like a nephew or something who was just getting started out and wanted to build an email list about like flying kites, like what would you recommend as a good traffic source to start building your list? Like what would your
I would recommend they use Facebook ads. Again, I'm kind of along the lines of the guy who doesn't care what his CPL is.
right?
Because if your marketing is good, the cost for the lead is insignificant. I helped a guy in San Diego who sold the fake teeth, right?
Yeah.
And I had a friend of mine that needed to have implants in, and he was poor. Well, they're like $30,000. So we cut the deal with this orthopedic or surgeon that puts them in, and he's like, if you could line up 5 sales for us, we will give your friend free implants.
Yeah.
And we just started posting on Facebook, and it was local, regional stuff. And within 90 days, we had gotten free implants for him that were, yeah, there you go. Here comes the comedian.
Harris.
Did someone say fake teeth?
Thanks, Harris. That's
So,
good.
yeah,
So they fall out if I talk with them in now.
Bring
but
it
that
back.
was just basically a form of lead generation, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So what we were targeting was a very specific niche and a very specific geography, and pay-per-click advertising seriously is probably the lowest cost, most effective way to do that. It is a pain. It's a pain in the butt to do, but it works if you know how to work it.
Let me ask you a question, Bill. Like with the volume of email that you've had the experience of sending in a wide variety of ways over the years, especially now, have you noticed a difference between a customer list and a free opt-in list? And do you treat them differently in terms of your engagement strategy?
No.
Okay, tell me about that.
You pay $5 for a lead. If they don't engage, you're no good to you. You could pay 5 cents for a lead, and we pay less than that. If they don't engage, they're no good to you. So they get treated the same. If they don't engage, they're removed. Then there's different sequences on the pay-per-click stuff.
Yeah.
Because usually you want a higher ticket sales funnel.
Yeah.
I remember back in 2008, there was a pay-per-click advertising company out there. It wasn't Google, it was one of the other ones. And my thing was, if I get that lead in my funnel for $1, that was the target price, I knew I was going to make $5 off that lead on average. So I didn't care how much I was spending, how many dollars I threw out, I was making money on the back end. And that's probably the most important thing for people to understand is my dog bit my broken finger. They have to look at the total value of their sales funnel and know those metrics to the point where they can feel comfortable paying $5 for a lead, because that's probably what it's going to end up being.
Right. Do you okay, well, so when someone engages with the initial drip sequence and they go into the openers category for you, do they get another drip sequence?
They will go into the open email thing, and yeah, it's not every day. It's maybe 3 a week, 2 or 3 a week, and it's not always an offer.
Right.
I have a website, SOAD Masterclass, and it's loaded in free marketing training. So I just send people there. Hey, go check this out, how to do pay-per-click, how to do this. And in that case, it's worth spending a little time kind of cultivating the list,
Totally.
creating that triangle of trust Frank used to talk about,
Yeah,
and
totally.
get some cool stuff, build up that reputation.
Well, yeah, it's just like becoming friends with somebody. It's just like
Yeah.
find different ways of interacting with them over time so they can get an idea of who you are and if they like you. You know, so-
Opener, I will tell you, I primarily only promote my products to them. I don't like promoting stuff that is just created by somebody looking to get rich, make a lot of
Right.
money right now. I want to make sure it's something I would use.
right.
I'm doing some promotion for Warrior Plus now, just because I guess I got to do that to build up some street cred, which is fine. But to my main openers, they're going to get all my stuff, and they're going to get my free training, and they're loyal. They really are. There's still loyalty amongst list members. Not,
And so
not like
obviously Kmart and Walmart or whatever aren't mailing out for your marketing email list. How do you build your marketing email list these days? What's your primary traffic source in your
for my internet marketing stuff.
Yeah.
I get all this stuff from my websites. We have built an AI capture system that you don't have to opt in. You show up the website, you give us permission just by showing up.
So how do they show up? So where does the traffic initiate from?
Well, I do a ton of social media posts. I have an AI auto blogging program that's amazing. It's called Massive Passive AI. And so I have all these blogs posting content that's extremely high quality content with gorgeous images.
Got it. Okay, so this is part of your AI traffic system.
Yeah, I think AI traffic secrets. This is a big part of it. It gets syndicated everywhere. I use a tool called MetroTool, and so all my blog posts for all these different websites are getting posted around, and I'm just looking for that click. Somebody clicks to go read my blog post, they end up in one of these blogs I own, and we get the lead there for the
Awesome.
business.
Dude,
What percentage of a visitor do you get a lead for? Is it 100? I mean, because with the systems that I've used, it's like 40, 50. And I actually found that if I used two different systems, one would have some, and it was a lot. I'm sorry, this is my Venn diagram. This is me making a Venn diagram.
Oh, please don't bring up Venn diagrams. Oh.
sorry. Come on, our heads could practically be Venn diagrams. Come on. But anyway, the crossover between just two systems, there was still an extra probably 15, 20%. So like however it is that whatever, probably I'm guessing that there's some sort of master database that has that you're able to tap into that says, okay, this IP address or maybe it's this laptop identify, the serial number, the secret coded serial number inside of a computer. I don't know how you're looking at something and saying, okay,
there's a lot of different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
You have your IP. Sometimes you can sync that up to social media. Then you have their name, address, phone number, where they do, what they believe in, all that stuff. We can get their email 90% of the time, but to answer your question, if you get 100 visitors to your website, you're probably going to get 60.
Yeah.
And then
that's better than any opt-in rate that anybody's ever got.
Right.
But they're also not as interested as somebody that opted into something. Like
absolutely not. They're like, they went to your site and they didn't buy.
Right. They went to your site and they left within 3 seconds. But I mean, it's so amazing to be able to.
It's better than solo ad emails.
And by the way, that's not GPDR compliant. It's only for US visitors, right?
It is CAN spam compliant, but it's not. I don't know if it's GDPR.
Yeah, I think that's where it gets into some issues, because basically CAN spam says I can mail to whoever I want as long as they opt out. I mean, really.
Right.
So
as long as you got permission. The only permission you need is them visiting your website. Then you can mail them.
Yeah, and your privacy policy acknowledges those permissions.
So that's how I get most of the leads.
Yeah.
And then I'm me and Ian, my partner, product launch partner, we have offers on ClickBank and Digistore, and Ian has his own following crowd. I don't know them; they're the English ClickBank guys from back in the day, and they promote the heck out of our products for us. So, we get 100,000 clicks a month to like the MPP AI program. I'm able to pick up 60,000 leads. See, that's the benefit that we had. And they're better quality leads than, let's say, a blog guy, for
Right.
sure. Because they know they went to your website.
Right.
Somebody goes to a blog and go, what? Well, I got proof. It still doesn't mean anything. If they, as long as I can opt out, and I really probably ought to figure out what the European laws and stuff are. But,
Right.
I try to focus strictly on emailing very high T1, like 95% T1 visitors.
Tier 1 countries, yeah.
Yeah, because they're the ones that got money. But that includes England and
Right.
Australia and other countries. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let me see if I follow. So let me see if I follow this correctly. So this, and it sounds like this is a system you're basically going to sell in different pieces that you've pieced together. You've got some AI that's putting out content. By the way, I'm testing that with a different company right now to see what it's doing. And I don't hate what it's churning out. It doesn't quite look like it came from me. Like most people can tell it was generated.
Yeah, I think you're right. But fact
it's definitely not. It's not your style. It's not your tone at all.
We overcome that to a large extent because all of our AI programs have a place where you can type in your persona. It's got to represent you in some way. So whether it be your email writer, a blog writer, or a Twitter writer, you have the ability to type in what your sensibilities are into the personality. You can do that with ChatGPT. You go there and say, well, I'm a bald guy from Texas that don't take bull and blah, blah, blah. Please write an article based on that. And it will do that. So we create personas to make these things at least appear to be more personalized.
Cool.
Yeah.
But if you read it, it's kind of, there's no warmth.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is even the stuff that I'm doing, it's getting likes from people I know.
Yes.
I know for a fact that this system is working for other people to a point where like they've built their audience enough that that Facebook is even paying them. Like when you get to that level where Facebook will pay you, so that's something. But anyway, back to you.
My blogging program, you can play with that too. It works.
So you've got AI sending out content every day to putting it onto a WordPress blog, and then it's kind of redistributing some of that a bit out to different social media.
I also take that content and I turn them into YouTube and Instagram and TikTok shorts.
Right.
And I distribute that using Metricool.
And that's automatically happening, right? You're not like having
that I don't have to manually do.
Okay.
I just go take that post, I feed it into a program called Pictory, and it creates really good quality videos, and they have great voiceover, and then I just syndicate it with Metricool. Now, I don't like having to do that manually, so you got to imagine at some point we'll find a solution to that.
Is it right. Metricool or Metricool?
Metricool. Metra, METRICOOL.
I see. Cool.
I haven't heard of that one. I've heard of Pictory.
I haven't either. Yeah, I'll check it out.
It's a very expensive Hootsuite, but priced for dumb, poor people like me.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'll be back in a second.
Okay. So the system that I was talking about, it's called I think it's autoaffiliate.ai, and it's by it might be someone else named Bill. Now I think about it. It's you now. The reason I bring that up is it is automatically posting to all of my socials to automatically, but it's creating its own content and putting it out there. It's not taking from like maybe either me or a blog post. It's basically said, okay, right now, what type of content do you want to put out? Do you want to put out personal development, motivation, business? I click business. Do you want this to be the personality of Tony Robbins or Alex Hormozy or whoever. So then I put that out. Then I put that in, and then you can go to my Facebook page or my Instagram or my YouTube and shorts, and you can see what it's creating, which is basically just these quick motivational quote type of things.
Yeah, that's the sort of stuff I'm doing. With, I'm actually just using ChatGPT and Canva to do it, but
I'm saying though it's automatically posting it as long as I keep my computer on.
Trust me, I'm going to go look.
Yeah.
I'm going to go look at the application as soon as we hang up because I'm very curious about that.
So basically, what it's doing is it's doing a maybe it's in Safari as well, but a Chrome plugin is what I've installed. So the cool thing about it, I think, is that it's it's using my computer. It's not using a server. It's not using which is gonna look like bots over time. So I think that probably helps its longevity, but whatever, we'll see. So after that stuff is posted, now, okay, so that machine gets going, that drip of AI content getting out to the world is out there spinning, and then eventually somebody comes back to the blog.
Yeah.
And because social media, you can't do what we're talking about doing. If someone goes to your social media profile page, no, you're not going to be able to get their email from that. But if you have a link in bio and they click on the link in bio, they come to the link, and then you've got some AI on whatever page they go to that will capture 50-60% of the emails, put them on. You mentioned MailChimp. What else?
Get response in Aweber.
Okay, so
That's what my program does anyway. But
right, you probably have an API that connects in with it or something like that, and those have an API.
Yeah. Now, notice what I didn't say. I didn't say it's SEO driven. No, it's not. I didn't say it's relationship driven. No, it's not. It's designed to get clicks so that you can capture the lead and then filter them. So I look at lead generation like if you got a bucket of water. You ever play the game Pachinko? You drop the marbles and it goes down the thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of the idea of how it works. So even if the content isn't great, if it just gets traffic to a website, we can capture the lead. And I also look at this. If I was to pay Google for an ad and someone went to my website, paid $5 for that click, went to my website, but didn't buy it, hey, look, I'm remarketing that guy, right?
But you've taken control of the remarketing instead of saying, I want to pay Google again to do it.
So if somebody takes the time to go to my website, all I'm doing is remarketing. Same as what gives Google the right to do it and not you. Well, you do have the right to do it. It's just you got to do it the right way. So
how is it not a little bit of SEO? I mean, if you've got blog posts that are going out, how are they finding those blog posts? That's SEO. That is SEO.
No, it isn't. It's social media distribution.
Oh, okay. So
I don't have this huge. So I got like 4,000 Facebook friends, but I don't promote anything to them, or I try not to. Yeah. But I have pages and I have groups, and I've got 8,000 followers on Twitter. And you know what? I'm amazed. I never did anything on TikTok, and now I'm posting a TikTok every day, and it's auto-generated. It's nothing I would really go, yay, exciting, somebody wiggling their body parts. No, it's not. It's just a business video. They're well done. And they're getting, and I've only been doing it for a month. They're getting 200-300 views. Yeah. And I was looking at my stats. I'm getting clicks from the profile, like a lot more than I get.
No, I know a guy who has been using TikTok for about 3 years as a hypnotist. Does weight loss. Is an old friend of mine. He's about my age and lives pretty close to me, actually, in Massachusetts. And he does a 1 to 2 hour long live stream every day, solo, on his own, talking about weight loss and hypnosis. on TikTok, but now he, you know, pushes it out to a podcast and he pushes it out to all these other places and then slices and dices it up into shorts. But yeah, he posts like 3 to 5 TikTok posts by splicing up that content and then does a live stream 5 days a week. And he says it's just the highest quality leads. They just buy. He said they're buyers. You know, they're opting in, they're joining his list, and they're buying. And like he's totally willing to do a live stream 5 days a week, and you know, and he's been doing it for a couple of years now. It's really building.
It is the live stream. I don't have a huge following on my live stream.
Well, yeah, the way he said the live streams work, dude. He said the shorts on TikTok, the short clips get you followers, and the live streams get you clicks over to your, you know, because you can say click in the bio 100 times in the 2-hour live stream.
So I have that, you know, bio link, which lists everything, you know, all your different things.
Right.
And the followers build over time. And the best quality clicks I've ever got were from YouTube. You know, 10 clicks, 3 orders sort of thing.
Right.
You know, you look at some of these big YouTube channels, they're making millions of dollars. Not on ads either, on affiliate marketing or selling their own branded products. You know, I follow some cooking shows and it's amazing how much money those guys are making. But they have a good personality for doing that. I don't. I can't. You know, Harris is the comedian. He could probably do that and have a
Bam.
Yeah, you probably could. You know, I just don't have that type of personality. I'm more cerebral, I guess. But the quality of ads you get from those sources, traffic, I mean, look really good. I don't have any opinion on the traffic from Twitter or Instagram yet. I'm kind of new to Instagram too. Everyone goes, "Whoa, you're way behind it." Like, I'm kind of not the youngest guy anymore. I have a hard time keeping up.
That's right. It's funny.
All right. Well, we're getting close to the top of the hour to being an hour-long show. We should probably close it out. I'd love to have you back sometime, Bill, and especially as we grow our audience, and would love to tell more people about once Traffic Secrets, AI Traffic Secrets is out. It sounds pretty cool, man. Now that I really sat here and understand what it is, it's basically makes a lot of sense, you know.
Yeah. It's a suite of tools, and there will be a print book and an ebook, and anyone who buys a print book gets a free copy of the AI auto blogging software. I think it could be a pretty good product launch. I don't think it will be like I used to. I used to get $6-7 million on a launch. I haven't done that since 2012.
Right.
Yeah, I think if you just build up a little reciprocity ahead of time, like you're doing, you'll make a few $100,000, but the thing is that this is an evergreen. You don't have to just think of it like a launch. It's going to be there, and then if the stats are good, people will just keep asking to promote it, hopefully. So. And
we'll just keep giving away the ebook too. And I have a guy who says he's gonna make me a bestseller at Amazon. I'm like, okay, well, hopefully. I don't know. Everyone else I know is, and I'm like, but they don't have anything to sell in their books. They're just trying to.
Right.
What's the point?
Right.
For the glory.
Right.
All right. So, Bill, is it McReasoft.com? What's the website?
You just said it. McReasoft.com.
Cool. And so, guys, if you want to check out Bill's stuff and go visit his website and automatically get added to his email list, which you totally should do, go to McReasoft.com. This is a great call, Bill. I really appreciate you taking the time and jumping on with us and telling us about your perspective and experience with marketing and email. It's really, really cool.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciated being here, and you guys are cool.
Awesome.
Well, I think we're all age, so.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for now. Harris, great live streaming with you as always. Bill, great reconnecting with you, and hope to talk to you again very, very soon. Definitely keep us in the loop with your launch.
You got it, guys. Appreciate it so much.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We didn't really talk at all about the thing that Tellman and I are doing. You guys can see that on a different episode. That's completely fine. And if you've got any questions, private message us or sorry, DM us. And make comments on the page as well. I see there's a couple people viewing, but they're just lurking. So you guys can feel free to ask any questions. Lurkers. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Take care.
Later, lurkers. Bye-bye.
Magic.